There have been more than 11,000 natural disasters in the past half-century. The UN is calling on governments to increase investment urgently in early warning systems. It comes as scientists returning from a year-long trip to the Arctic say they have a wealth of data which should help them better predict climate change in the decades ahead. Dr. Matthew Shoup was a coordinator for that expedition to the high Arctic. He's a senior scientist at the Cooperative Institute for Research in Environmental Sciences at Colorado University Boulder. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. So a whole year of being in one of the harshest environments in the world and collecting information. What was it like to work there, and what kind of measurements were you taking?
Well, we took all kinds of measurements in the atmosphere, in the sea ice, in the ocean, and looking all related to each other at a process level. That's really the aim of Mosaic.
And it's quite a collaboration, isn't it? How do you deal with that many nationalities and trying to analyse the same information? What happens next?
Well, we had about 20 nations involved, so it was really an extraordinary international collaboration, and we really worked together so well to collect a ton of data, and now that data is valuable for the whole world. It's valuable for scientists everywhere that will look at that data in different ways, analyze it, create models, and what have you. And so I think really together, collectively, we're going to make a lot of progress.
That's going to take some time, though. What were your initial conclusions? Was there anything that you could tell from just being there that you could draw any conclusions from?
Yes, we were embedded in the Arctic sea ice, and the sea ice was very thin, and it was very breakable. And this is kind of the emerging sea ice now, as we see that the Arctic is warming very fast, the ice is thinning and it's melting, and we were there embedded in that, and we were experiencing that change firsthand. And it's really going to teach us a lot about this kind of evolving Arctic system and how that's going to affect the rest of the globe.
How important is the sea ice? I mean, in terms of the region obviously it affects people directly where in the Arctic, but also more broadly across the world. Tell us how important it is.
Well, these are things that we're trying to understand. It is very important, though. It's highly reflective. It reflects a lot of sunlight back to space. But as that ice melts and shrinks, well, relatively more sunlight is absorbed by the surface, by the ocean. And that heat is actually amplifying this climate change, if you will. It's warming the Arctic even faster than the rest of the globe and melting ice even faster. And so the effect that has on the global large-scale circulation is something that we're really trying to understand.
We're just looking at a few pictures of you or the team on the ground. Tell us about the practical challenges of working in that environment.
Well, we were there for the whole year, and so we experienced, for example, the polar night when it's dark for 24 hours a day. Of course, it's very cold, windy, the ice is breaking up, there are polar bears, so you can imagine a different challenge almost every day. And so the Arctic is a challenge, but we really persevered through those challenges to capture some of these fantastic observations that are really going to help us make progress.
What happened with COVID-19? Did that affect the experiments or how you operated out there?
Again, an example of perseverance. It was a big challenge, of course. The COVID-19 made it very difficult for us, of course, to bring all these international participants into the same location. We had to delay some of our operations and some of our crew rotations, but in the end, we were able to piece together a way to make this happen, and we did. For the whole year, we've somehow made this work the whole year to complete our cycle.
Dr. Matt Shoup, thank you very much indeed for talking to us. Really appreciate it.
Very good. Thank you.